All right, so in the market right now, one of the things that just finished happening was the CREB forecast. So thank you to CREB for always putting on an awesome forecast.
Yes.
And thank you to Anne-Marie Lurie for doing all of her research. And one of the first things I want to say is that the CREB forecast slides are available for download. You guys can go on and take a look. But Anne-Marie Lurie was talking about some very, very interesting factors that are happening. One of the things we saw last year was increase in migration into Calgary, which lots of people didn't really expect. It beat expectations. But obviously the energy sector needs to come back in order for us to see the sustained growth. I do believe that buyers and sellers are starting to get, or sellers specifically, are starting to get more realistic. They're starting to understand that there's troubling times, or that it's tough times in Alberta right now. But as for sales overall in 2018, they were down 14.5%. I believe that the market is acting like they're down 80% sometimes.
Yeah.
The way that some people are responding to it. So the fact that we're only down 14.5%, Vancouver and Toronto, they're down in some cases like 40%.
Yeah.
And 30%. And when you look at that, I mean, one of the running jokes in Vancouver is that the realtors can't afford to put gas in their Ferraris and Lamborghinis right now. So it's kind of an interesting situation, but they are not feeling it. They're feeling it a little bit worse than we are in terms of all the additional taxes, vacancy tax, foreign ownership taxes.
We do have the compound effect though as well, right? I mean, they're kind of down in their first year of sales where we're down 14% over a year where we were down 16%. So I mean, like,
yeah, no, there's no question. I just want to give them a realistic perspective because 2017 was a bit better than 2018, so we're comparing year over year.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
January right now, we are down 15% year over year, but there was some, could have been some residual sales coming in from the start of the stress test and people who still qualified in under the stress test. So we're going to see where that pans out in February and stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to watch. The forecast at Anne-Marie was about 2% down in terms of sales volume this year. So not a huge change, but definitely down. We're not expecting improvements in the market until later in the year.
Have you been able to evaluate what CIR's numbers have been for January?
Yeah, January was up for CIR. So
that's why I figured that was worth bringing up.
Yeah, and I forget the number. It was either down like 4% or I think we were flat or up. I think actually we were up. I don't have that number handy, but we beat the market. I know that by dramatically.
We're talking about. Good job, you guys.
And I looked at our market share numbers for January, and we gained substantially in January. But it's only a month, so we're not gonna.
It doesn't matter.
I know. Little things. So congratulations to you guys.
Exactly.
Well done. Okay, let's take a look at the actual numbers. For the price of oil, it's up slightly. There's some talk about what's happening in Venezuela and things, but 55.26. Western Canadian Select, which is not on this slide, is sitting at 44.26. It's actually doing quite well. We've closed the gap of that differential quite a bit, which is great for the Canadian marketplace. The Canadian dollar is up slightly as well, sitting at 76.37 cents US.
Number of listings in Metro Calgary, we're at 5,632, down 18 since last week. Red Deer up 9 listings, sitting at 595.
Now, we do expect listings to continue to climb as it gets more into the spring market, but right now the months of inventory with this switch over for the Calgary marketplace, overall we've improved quite dramatically. Don't get too caught up on these numbers rallying that, the market has shifted because we've now gotten past the Christmas break. So now we actually have a full month of sales in there, which our previous numbers were based off of. But we are seeing improvements there at 6.84 months of inventory. Single family homes, 5.75 months of inventory, and condos sitting at 8.51 for Metro Calgary.
Surrounding areas months of inventory, Okotoks 11.1, Airdrie 6.33, Cochrane 14, Strathmore 11.8, Sundre 18.4, Chestermere 14.4, Red Deer is 8.04. Calgary benchmark price this month after new numbers being released is at $414,800. Red Deer single family average price $336,034, and the Red Deer condo average price $184,252.
Now, something that's interesting about these numbers is that when Anne-Marie was talking about her forecast, and this is market agnostic, we have Lethbridge, we have Red Deer, we have all these places, we don't expect all price ranges to be affected the same way. So when you're looking from a buyer's perspective, note that lower price ranges are going to continue to be moving quite well, and we expect to actually see an increase in sales in some of the lower price ranges, sub sort of 400, those areas, as the higher market buyers get pushed down into lower price ranges.
Right.
So that's something interesting to look at. So from a perspective of a seller, obviously you got to be realistic, but from realtors and buyer clients, we're always looking at what is the opportunity here. And you and I were talking and saying that for first-time home buyers,
epic.
Yeah, it's like a
Epic.
Would you say panacea? Is that the word? It's basically, I always get confused between
Pandemonium?
No, it's like a panacea. It's like a huge opportunity for first-time buyers right now.
Use that in a sentence.
It's like a.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's that. Great opportunity for first-time home buyers as well as move-up buyers. You're buying, if you're upgrading right now, you're buying into a down market and you get an opportunity to have a deal. I mean, that would be the messaging that I'm communicating out to buyers.
And you're losing less on the home you're selling than what you're going to be gaining on the move-up home that's probably been priced way less than it should be because it's in that price range too, right? So at the end of the day, looking at those numbers, there's a lot of people that are going to win in this market.
And we have some friends of ours just recently in December who are oil and gas based, both of them are in oil and gas, that just bought a second property. And one of the main reasons they did it is because an opportunity to take advantage of the marketplace.
Yep.
So not everybody is down and out here.
No.
And it's a great opportunity to reconnect with people and just ask them what their real estate plans are this year, because there is certain opportunity. You can't go out there and say, oh, it's an incredible time to buy for everyone. I mean, it depends on where people are going. I hate that statement, but it is an incredible time to buy for some people. And even if you sell at a bit of a lower price than you might have got, if you're moving up or you're a first-time buyer, also you have nothing to sell then, but it's a huge opportunity. So,
great.
So make sure you guys are communicating with your clients. That's what's going on in the market. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on at CIR.